Yo, what is up, guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. Not really sure where to start with this fight. Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. Unified title fight at Super Bantamweight. WBO and WBC titles on the line. First and foremost, I do have to say this was a tremendous fight. Tremendous inside battle, some great exchanges, some really good moments in this fight. And yes, it was very competitive all of the way through. Now going into this fight, I picked Stephen Fulton to win on points. But as we got closer, I was thinking to myself, this is going to be a much harder fight for Fulton than many people are letting on. A lot of people out there felt that Fulton was going to handily outbox Figueroa and win comfortably on points. And a couple of days before the fight on Discord, I was chatting in the BDA Discord, and I think I was saying to Felipe, I think this fight's going to be a lot harder than people imagine. And that's exactly how it turns out. But honestly, I look at the narrative after this fight amongst the boxing fans, and the narrative is that it was a very close fight, it could have gone either way, and that it was just one of those fights. I have to disagree with that narrative. To me, this fight reminded me, not in terms of how it played out, but in terms of the aftermath. This fight reminded me of James DeGale versus Badou Jack. That fight was ruled a draw, and many people in the boxing world felt that was a very close fight and a draw was fair. I completely disagreed, and I felt Badou Jack was the rightful winner in that fight, and I saw no way how James DeGale should have got a draw, let alone a win. And I feel the very same way about this Fulton versus Figueroa fight. Was it competitive? Yes. Were there great exchanges? Yes. Was Stephen Fulton having success? Yes. Was he live all of the way through? Yes. But for me, there was only one winner in this fight, and that was Brandon Figueroa. I'm not going to go round by round or anything like that, but, first round, Stephen Fulton was trying to box at range, have a bit of space to land his single counter punches, the straight right hand, left hook. He was landing some nice jabs, and you could see that he wanted a bit of space to box really. And every time Figueroa got close in the first round, Stephen Fulton was holding and trying to tie Figueroa up, and he was successful at that in the first round. But after the first round, as the fight played out round by round, it became obvious that Stephen Fulton did not have the strength to continue to tie Figueroa up. Figueroa would break out of a clinch, push Stephen Fulton back, get him on the ropes, work him over to body and head. While this was happening, Stephen Fulton was landing some great punches on the inside, the uppercut, the left hook, the short right hand. He was answering the exchanges, but to me he was getting outworked in many of these rounds, especially to the body. The amount of body shots Figueroa landed in this fight was crazy. He was beating that body like a drum throughout this fight. And I felt Figueroa hurt Fulton to the body in the third round. I think it was a left hook to the body, which really made Stephen Fulton hold on and try to smother Figueroa. And this fight really, after the second round, basically round by round, each round was a mirror of each other, where these guys were kind of both on each other's chest, exchanging away on the inside. At numerous points, it was Fulton with his back to the ropes, exchanging with Figueroa, and primarily this fight was an inside battle all the way through. It looked to me like after the second round, Stephen Fulton realised he couldn't box to keep Figueroa off him. He couldn't hold Figueroa to smother Figueroa, so he had to fight Figueroa's fight. To me, Stephen Fulton conceded ring generalship, and it was Figueroa who was the ring general in this fight. Not to mention, Stephen Fulton, to my eye, was hurt 3 times in this fight. One in the third round to the body. That wasn't obvious to see. Maybe I'm reading too much into that. But he was definitely hurt to the head in round 8 with a right hand. He was on unsteady legs. He was also hurt in round 10 to the head, once again with an overhand right. And for me, for the majority of the rounds, it was Figueroa who was outworking Stephen Fulton. I felt that was quite clear to see, quite frankly. Yes, Stephen Fulton was landing some really eye-catching shots on the inside, particularly the uppercut. Some really good shots picked by Stephen Fulton on the inside. Fulton is a very good inside fighter in terms of punch picking, snappy counters up close, nice quick little bursts of punches, but he was just getting outworked. It wasn't that Figueroa was necessarily more technically sound than Fulton. He was just a bigger, stronger man who had a greater punch output. And for me, that was winning him a few rounds in this fight. And enough rounds where he should have got the decision. One interesting thing though, towards the end of this fight, I think it was like round 10 onwards, Figueroa was actually starting to utilise the jab to get himself to the inside, and he was throwing punches on the outside and connecting as he was pushing Stephen Fulton back. That's one area earlier on in the fight where Figueroa never really had success on the outside. Anytime it was on the outside, it was Stephen Fulton who was pinging him with a jab here and there, or landing the straight right hand kind of thing. When there was distance early on in the fight, which wasn't many times, but when there was distance, Fulton was having the better of it. But in the last 3 rounds, Figueroa did a really good job on the outside of utilising the jab to get to the inside, and also landing his straight right hand, wide left hook, things like that. And for me in this fight, yes, it was competitive. Yes, the work of Stephen Fulton was very eye-catching, but it wasn't enough to win this fight. He got outlanded, he got outworked, he got hurt more than Figueroa. I don't see how Stephen Fulton won this fight. Again, it was competitive. Figueroa didn't blow Fulton away, and yeah, I could see how it would be close on the cards, but not close enough to where Stephen Fulton wins this fight. I think he was very lucky in this one. To my eye, he must have been outlanded by 40 to 50 punches overall. He was the only guy hurt, and to me he conceded ring generalship. I've got no idea how Stephen Fulton won this fight. I know that's going to be an unpopular opinion. I've seen the reaction to this fight. Most people feel it was a close fight, could have gone either way. I see it as a very competitive fight, but there was only one winner and he never got his hand raised. That's how I see this fight. I felt Figueroa won it, and as far as I'm concerned, a rematch is needed. I really felt Figueroa won this fight, and yeah, I want to see a rematch. Of course, we want to see undisputed, but for me, this decision wasn't just, and I'd like to see this one again, quite frankly. It sounds like I'm down on Stephen Fulton. I like Stephen Fulton. I said that before this fight. I picked him to win, and listen, he did do some very good things in there. Figueroa was a much bigger man, and he was applying a lot of pressure, digging to that body. And Stephen Fulton showed a lot of heart, and he showed some real quality at times. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. Stephen Fulton is world class. He's a great talent, but I just felt he lost this fight. It is what it is. Share your thoughts below. Maybe you guys think I'm way off on this one. Maybe you felt that Fulton did enough. I didn't see it. And one more thing, I felt the commentary in this fight, particularly in the first half of the fight by Showtime, was very one-sided. Wasn't really giving Figueroa any real credit for what he was doing. And I wonder whether that has swayed people into thinking that Fulton won this fight. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But is what it is. It's boxing. I need to watch it again. But share your thoughts below. It was a really good fight. But share your thoughts below. Been your guy Delboy. Peace.